Hi, did you miss me? That was like, what, a minute? That wasn't that bad. Anyway, the screen capture's working again. My Twitch dashboard is having a fucking Caesar, though. Fucking FFZ is not loading right now. It's quite annoying because I quite like using FFZ. The FFZ just broke too? Okay, cool. So they literally just pushed an update. Cool. It's fast? Yeah, it was fast, and I probably could have saved like 30 seconds by not opening RMG to see if my window capture worked. Anyway, I'll listen to more of this while I get everything set up. Yeah, it was like, I literally just need to reboot my PC. It just works. Based on the fact that it occasionally just doesn't work. I think it's happened to me literally twice ever, where my screen capture will just like eat shit, and rebooting is the solution. But the issue is that usually I'm doing a game that requires a screen capture to begin with, so this reboot process happens before anyone notices. Right? It's just that this is the only time where I'm using a video capture because I'm playing on console, so I don't notice the issue for 2 hours. I'll do GVM. Assuming that is hard enough for Ultra. I don't know, is GVM considered hard settings? I don't fucking know anymore. Yeah, The Rock had an updated version of GVM, but it's also, as far as I'm aware, the only changes is just like the hints are on medals. And I kinda like throwing the hints to the wolves, because I am a filthy casual and don't need race optimized hint placements. So I'm just gonna I'm just gonna use regular GVM. Anyway, I'm gonna go open up the rest of my shit now. RG. If open. I didn't fix any of the bugs with the old spoiler panels. I've had no motivation to do like any fucking programming for weeks. The fact that I got any functionality out of fixing the starting move things is quite frankly an anomaly and it should not be considered for what has been happening recently. Alright, wait for that to shut in the background. Do I lose audio when I go to here? Yes. Cooey. Ah. It's just because I don't have audio or the capture card audio on this stream layout. Because for other stupid reasons, I have to go through the OBS previews. Yoink. Alright, I'll be set up when that's set up. This layout, however, has like the scraps of old rando layouts, and everything is fucked. This layout, however, is not ready. Yeah, you guys are hiding behind the tracker. Yeah, on this layout, it goes the tracker, then you guys, and then the gray background. It's a mess in here, dog. It's a fucking mess in here. And then we plop down to here, where shit works. Okay. Wrong one. Here, where shit works. And you guys are also above the web. Yeah, this layout's a fucking disaster, bro. Gotta like, I don't know where you guys are. Layout options. Our lizard is Donkey Kong and not Chunky Kong. Echo. So I can get the auto tracking going because Linux is a operating system that functions. Alright, actually, hold on. I need to close the broadcast view so I can see how many. So I can see what my starting move wafts are. Oh, and it still crashes anyway. Alright, cool. Oh, it's almost as if I don't like programming right now or something. Alright, so our starting items, that are WAP. It should be all 5 of them. Can't tell, the panels are poorly laid out. Someone should really fix that. It's all of them. It's all 5 items. All 5 of them are WAF. Coconut diving, rocket climbing, and shockwave. Alright, starting moves. Disabled. I should bring that back out. One day I'll fix that issue. Alright, so it is all of our starting moves. It is a diving, it is lime, it is rocket, it is shockwave, and it is climbing. They're all wands. Anyway, key 8's and helm, there's nothing else of importance in there. And then there's a bunch of stuff. Forest is 8. That's like the only other thing it's got going for it, really. Six of 6 forest? Or 8 of 8 forest and 6 of 6 factory. And I can't get in. You know what? Shockwave Wath? Fuck it, let's try training grounds. There's gotta be something good down here. You know, Isles has 1 Wath potion. And then a key. How much is it? 8. Thank you. We'll be back here at some point. Alright. What the fuck is up with Aztec? 5 potions, but only 1 needed? It's 4. There we go. Which one are you? Just go get the other dirt. Yeah, very tailored. You know, Wath Shockwave, we know that there is 1 required potion in Isles, and then the key in the shop, which I might as well just mark off now. And then I just get to play Ring Around the Rosie and find the correct one that has the appropriate amount of golden bananas. Which is to say, either 0 or 1. Alright, 3rd melon for the culture. I think that one might be a bit more important. That is also a 4. Gee, Isles, why did the game let you have 5 fucking medals? Okay. Forest, no entry. Aztecs, no entry. We'll see what's in Galleon. Maybe get something out of this lobby, and then do something in the actual level. Perhaps. There we go. Galleon can get us started a little bit. Like, we go beat up to Kevin, and this guy, apparently. How much is it? Yeah, but how much is it? I don't need the key. So... this level is a landmine. I was talking about Aztec being a 5 with 1 Wath. This is like... what was it, a 7 with 3 Wath? This might be worse, actually. Also, our Helm order, I didn't note. Rocket, or Diddy Lanky. So, you know, explains the Rocket Wath. I'm sure there's no other reason I would want to have Rocket Barrel in this video game. I think it's just for that and that alone, really. This is closed in these settings, right? This is closed by Peanut still, yes. That makes sense. I think it was the Rock stream like last night, where he was able to just kill all of Gallon because of the non-required peanuts. It only makes sense if you go there and do the thing. Money with chunky. I could buy that int. I don't foresee me using chunky coins for much at any point. Because I'm probably just going to kill Kev and then leave. Not like I really do. Factory chunky. Splat and Castle. So Diddy's Wolfcog and Castle. Shocker. I need one of my helm cogs. Who'da thunk? Because we're also playing these settings, I need Gone and Port and Mines. Guaranteedly. It appears that Chunky is not good for siming him with. You gonna get Murdy? I did, yeah. It was it was like, what, 2 hours? 2 and a bit hours I played of Beyond Good and Evil? And I'm like, well, shit, what else am I gonna do for the rest of the day? And apparently, it is this. Anyway, I still really want one more GB before I can get into any of the good levels. Actually, no, I look at it. James is not a bad pull. It's a 4 out of 5. It's not the worst. What is the worst? It's GB cost. What other level do I get access to? Is it just Caves and Castle? Maybe I do want to go try Castle on level 6 and not fall down the hole. So that is where Diddy is. Quick on the thing, Bob. Alright. Good. Alright. I'll turn in this blueprint so I have access to 4 fucking levels. Aztec, Factory... Actually, it's only 3. Aztec, Factory, and Castle are all specifically 4 GB locked. Alright, so where would I want to go first? Factory is a 6 of 6. Castle has Diddy on like a splat, and I think yeah, that's probably the better idea. We need him anyway. Rocket is a good move. And I should be able to get him. Unless there's a hard lock of splat that I'm not remembering. It's like... It should be fine. Underground, underground. Surroundings, surroundings. Well, I don't even know what the last one is. Yeah, there's the one in the tree. That's where he is. Yeah, surely he's not the one in the tree. Glares at Wath Coconut. Couldn't be him. Couldn't be that. That'd be silly. Let's grab this first. Then I'm gonna go get Whiskey Splat and then check like lower underground. Really hoping it's not the one in the tree. Very unfortunate. And would put Blast immediately as a Waff. Which, considering that where the yellow potions are, isn't unrealistic. There's at least 2 Waff yellow potions between here and Factory. And Forest. I need guaranteedly all but 1 DK move. Okay, there's a potion on the Lanky. We don't here, but we don't have. He is in Japes, which means he is Wath in Japes, guaranteed, because this potion is Wath. Japes, unfortunately, is the level that costs 8. So I gotta wait a bit longer to get there. On these. There's the third melon. I was gonna say, I don't remember there being a Cutlass potion on this tracker. And there's a reason for that. On the bright side, that is, what, 2 of the 3 bait vials within the first 15 minutes? That's not bad. Because I'm not gonna be, like, scratching and searching for, like, Cutlass potions and be like, oh, shit, is that the thing I don't need? Alright, is that one of the big ones, or just like, if I see like a bonus barrel, it's like, oh, fuck. What is that one supposed to be? And I'm in chance of running that. Anyway, I have 1 Kasplat that it could be before Diddy is locked in the tree, and then suddenly I need Blast, which would make sense with my 3 Wath yellow potions. We shall see if it gets to that, and if I, immediately after getting that knowledge, do I just bail for, like, anywhere else? Because at best, I can do the Dirt at the Top of Castle, which is at best a yellow or blue potion, of which I have neither, because I don't know where Lanky or DK are. And more importantly, don't have them. Please be Diddy. Alright, we do need to be inside the tree. Got it. Understood. Cool. I guess I get tiny metal on the way up. And then just like keep. Nah, yeah, we'll do this. Just for the sake of trying to grab GBs for the next couple of levels. Actually, hold on. There's no tiny purchase here. Dead. Don't want that shit. Don't need that shit. Don't try me with that shit. But I want to go Japes for the thing. I don't think so, because I think... No, the barrier isn't closed, so I have free range on Casclats and Hive and such. It's not a horrible idea if I want to pull them out there, but, like, I still would need Lanky to buy the potion. So that doesn't help me immediately. There are 3 other things in Japes, which could just be also on the freestanding Hive stuff. And it's got, it's a colorless and a purple in the option, but there's still a red and a blue, and red isn't happening for ages. Yeah, this is the currently released iteration of GVM. I think he, because I don't need, because as far as I'm aware, the differences are mostly one less lizard, which I don't care about either which way, and then, like, the hints are more consistently on either metals or half metals. Oh, and barrier changes. Well, that was one I didn't notice. And I don't mind the hints being thrown to the Wild West because spoiler hints are really strong anyway, so I don't need them on more consistent locations to have a good time. Let's do the Japes thing, just because I have no... should I be going to Factory? Factory's a fucking 6 of 6. And Forest is an 8 of 8. I feel like the correct answer is going Forest. Or Factory. Factory... No, Forest, I think. Factory has keys that I'm not going to need until later in one Hunky Potion. Forest at least has a Hunky Potion, 2 purples, and a colorless. And a Kong. Now, is more Factory probably locked by more stuff? I think just Aztec, okay. Beanstalk, I would be fucking floored. DK Potion purchase here. Walk purples. Yeah, 2 guaranteed here. And then decent odds of Japes, and then toss up Regalia and Caves. Not totally out there. What was the other hint I just got? Crush is found by... Okay, so Lizard is here. Found by Chunky. Yeah, this is not the one with the hints on 50 CPs. This is the one where the hints are anywhere because I like it like that. Yeah, because I am a filthy casual and don't need them in consistent locations. Chunky. It could be metal. It being on metal would probably be the easiest. Kegs is a non-option. Pineapple shooting would be annoying because I don't have pineapple, but I don't know if I find pineapple here. Who knows? Nice platforming there, Chief. Oh, Apple Rescue? That would be a rough one. Require a lot of things. Purple potions. Yeah, I think I just climb this hope he's on the metal and go from there. I might do a loop around mills for like the dirt and the crates. maybe one in aisles. One factory, one farce that are guaranteed, and then a maybe in caves. Minecart! That's the other one I'm forgetting. It's such a nothing check that I just forgot it existed for a bit. I would probably, that's the thing, I would probably be doing it on my way to Mills. And then just be like, what's the final chunky check I'm supposed to do? Because it's like, in my brain, it's just a shortcut. That's not a great one to start with. Should've swapped the tiny for that. Alright, back up there, grab the arena. I'm glad I got them ended dead because I've been seeing so many at the start of the season that I'd actually be kind of concerned. Boss is also technically an option for where Chunky could have blocking DK. Not having barrel throwing really puts a massive spanner in that works. That blocks up like 3 additional bosses that we could do as a freebie, and then it would. So I'd be pretty much up to like hoping it's like cut out essentially. Yeah, that is locked by vanilla requirements. Yeah. Alright, is he here, or are we going to have to start doing bad checks? Alright. He's either pineapple locked or pineapple and feather and Humpkey. My Kong access sure does fucking suck this seed. Which is really annoying because Lanky therefore has to be the thing in Galleon. And, I don't have a lot of checks for that. Without, like, Punch or Mini or most things. We're gonna open the box, and then we're gonna go... Alright, well, there is a Waff Pineapple. We know this. We can make one brief detour. And also swap it Night for the other Kasplat and the... Yeah, I like that idea, actually. Let's do that first. Beanstalk. Yeah, it's gonna be Beanstalk and Apple Rescue, clearly. It's like the greatest Beanstalk area of all time, pretty much. That's a Waff barrel throwing! Fungi Tiny Hint. I mean, that is where I am. Fairy and Punch Chest. Alright, well that kills the other potion in aisles. And that means Fairy Camera is Waff. Let's put Lanky down there. guaranteedly. We also always need the key guaranteedly. There's one extra needed potion in Galleon. Okay, thank God it's not the boss. One layer too far out, brother. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna unmark barrel throwing on the panel until I actually like find a use for it. Pineapple we know because it's guaranteed to lock DK. Right? And even though I know Forest is like full stop, this is all it wants in it, I don't know what the barrels is for, and by leaving it unmarked, it means that I can go to it later and figure things out. Rock Punch also implies Punch Green Wall. That is true! That does imply this being here. I changed the setting and crashed the tracker. Alright, apparently spoiler panels are very fucking fragile. Who'd have fucking thought? Load tracker state. Let's load from my auto saves real quick. Alright, and then I connect to it. Puts the other two moves in here. Alright, perfect. What is fucking happening? Why can I not mark this pineapple? Alright. Cool. Tracker's in shambles right now. Why can't I fucking... Is it... Alright! Got it! The spoiler panel is buggy. Understood. Leave me alone. Why? Okay. Why does that setting have anything to do with that? Things to fix. Ignore incoming marks. Just completely fucks everything. Alright, let me get the other track back up. Okay. Put DK back. Don't have them. That should be everything. Oh, actually, yeah. Waft, punch, chest, oh. I thought this was the 3D square. Okay, that is where TK is. Okay, good. I'm not missing that. Alright, is there anything I wanted to do with DK while I'm here, aside from, like, BCBs? There was that purchase on the Cranky. We know 10 is enough. It'd be fucked up if it wasn't. We can look at Check of Legends. Good. Out of the way. Alright, fair cameras wall for sure. Okay, it's something Something is just... Why is my tracker just not fucking... Okay. We're not gonna load that anymore. Reset the whole fucking thing. Connect emulator. Get that out of there. Because this was from here. This is markable. Mark. Lanky was here. Monkey was here. Diddy was here. Moth, punch, fairy chest. Need those. Need him, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that. That, and that, and that, and that, and that. Okay. Tracker is just really fragile right now. Once around spoiler heads, which is the single most complex part of the tracker. Anyway, that's a moth saxophone. Why? Okay. Beanstalk, alright. Cool it. Sacks I have no idea about. We could go caves at this point? No, caves cost 10 still, I think. There's one level I couldn't do. There's a crown. Alright, we're gonna go James. Because we have a Wath barrel throwing of no use. And then also Pineapple, we can just pretend Vines is somewhere along the way. So checking what's on Underground isn't a horrible idea. I just can't make any of the jumps. Which would then make it a horrible idea because I can't actually get the item in there. I'd need to double dip it regardless. I'm like, oh, I have DK, I can make it. And I'm like, no, I really can't. Because DK is replaced with a lizard with no Jordans. Got him. It's a hit. Right? That is a hit. Okay. There's the model at first. Side, where are you? Blue potion here. Blue potion. Alright, we'll keep that in mind. I'm suspecting that's one of the things it wants of me. Which would make barrel throwing make sense, which would then give me like, That would give me a trombone, but it also going to be some other random useful blue potion. Especially since we know there's at least one other random useful blue potion. It's in factory. Funky is locked by Diddy. Huh. That's annoying. Oh, hello, purple potion. Let's go grab you real quick. Mini. Alright, I don't have a guarantee that mini is required, but it's a pretty fucking safe guess. Also, I zoned out and didn't see what the other bio was. It was a blue, so bad. It was a lot. I did need to go back to it. Clearly what I need to do as soon as I grab Feather is just like beeline over there. Just to like put all of these confirmations to rest. Alright, hit this warp because I want to get the DK hint. GB. I have enough for my level access, the rest of it's just gonna come naturally. Hello? I'll take a hint. What's this? Caves Diddy. Just in case I want DC makes later. Or, you know, when I also want to go grab Funky. That one's... He might be important. I mean, I'm right here. I'm about to exit level. I might as well look. Saxophone's Wath. But why? Yeah. No, thank you. I'll pass. Oh, well. You bait? You are vines! Alright, well, I know I need you. Because I'm sticking around for a little bit longer. Oh, right, of course I'm sticking around for a bit longer. I didn't grab the DK hint I opened up. I don't even know if it's faster to take the world at that point. Alright, Caves Diddy. Caves DK, perfect. Woo, hello. 2AF in Stormy, Vines. 236F in James Hillside. That is probably Mini, if I were to reckon a guess. First two path ends. 8 makes sense for Vines. It could be Funky. That is also true. So we need to, okay, so I think the idea is to keep an eye out on, oh no, wait, no, it's not, I was like, keep an eye out for what paths keep repeating to figure out what thing you buy off of Funky in Castle. But that was a potion. You're Funky. It's a weird combo. Both are pretty good. I haven't found anything else that's needed out of the Funky yet. Junk! Don't need you. Thinking about it, I don't actually know where I want to go next. So I'm just going to spend the time and buy this key. Rolled a Path to Ganon's PFS Strength. Christ. Moon Path to Ganon, your magic is unhindered in Len's Cave and Goron Village. I mean, that just happens to everyone. I'm still $1 short. Oh, I'm a moment late. Your Masks. Lock your means to get Oath and Strength 2 was on Smithy to Moon and Ganon. Strength 3 for a Magizor and Light Trial. Yeah, that's a lot. That is in fact a lot. Anyway, more gamers, thank you for the raid, appreciate it. We're doing some dog, some GVM, some get file manipulation. Because we were playing Beyond Good and Evil, and then we cleared it within like 2 hours. That might be hard to believe considering the stream says it's only been up for an hour, but my OBS was partially broke, so I had to reboot my whole PC. So, there's a 2-minute gap in the VODs. What am I doing? Where am I going? Yep, sure. Let's go check the factory. Part of me wants to investigate mini checks. And there's some mini checks I can grab in here. I mostly want to see what the other keys are, see if we can just find them real quick and solve them. Those, I appreciate the extra energy. Are... Okay. We need this. Unless it's the one remaining bait potion. Which, even if it is, it'd be great because we have to think about that. So yellow, blue, or green. Drag the wind balloon over there. So this is a waft regardless. It's the yellow. It is the blast. Okay, so that gets me Diddy Kong right now. Which gets me funky right now, which does not give me the potion. However... Okay, that puts me on the path to freeing Kongs. And that's blast. I need to know where my other keys are. Aside from the ones all being infected. Diddy has to be here. There's another spot for him. Just check the top of the area later. When the Guac potion that is on the Funky, there's one other potion lying around somewhere. And that one has to be Guac. Hello, you're it. And you're being a bit annoying. Bar's Shop's Key 3. That could be Sax? But that could also literally be Key 3 on, like, the Funky, and then that does put Funky in the path to freeing Kong? No, wrong. Can't be, because the Funky purchase is Lanky. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to double check this now. Because I lost the note because I'd resetting my tracker and GST has a load of bugs in it with the spoiler ends. Someone should really go and fix that. So I couldn't just load from my previous save because then it just like rips everything. This was a lanky purchase, right? It was a lanky purchase. Okay, so Hillside is referring to Mini. Guaranteed. Guaranteedly. Because it can't be referring to Funky, because Funky... Well... No. I mean, it doesn't have to. It'd just be a different level as Funky? Mini's the guaranteed boss. That puts a red potion in Japes. That's undetermined. Where are my red potions? 2 in Galleon, 1 in Aztec, and 1 in Japes. Both of those levels only have 1 unaccounted for Roth. I don't like this. It probably means that D doesn't do a whole lot aside from get something in hell. Which is crazy, actually. might be funky. So I can just find another funky that sells something good. So the thing to confirm my suspicions, I want to be on the lookout for a purple potion. For feather. I don't have great odds of that in most places. I mean, it's a linear start in hindsight when you actually have the knowledge for it. It's this middle bit where I'm like, all right, what number entices me the most? Because it is kind of all over the place right now. Actually, the thing I want to find most right now, actually, is Punch. Because Punch is the thing that last locks Lanky. Which means I should be leveled with a Waff Green Potion. Which in this case is Factory, which is the correct answer now. Right, if I fought, say... Oh, I should have gone to the Funky first. I should have routed this differently. Route the Funkies by going down to testing first. I'm gonna check these. I'm yeah, it's stupid not checking these guys or the area. There's the Waff Blue Potion. That is a Waff Grape Shooter. Which opens up a lot in Forest, because now that gives me access to Owl Tree. Which, I mean, it's a couple of checks. We can do Ant Hill. Well, here's the Waff Green. That's gone. Okay, you know what that is. Alright, I have keys in this level, and not much else. I'm gonna keep Grape unmarked until I actually find the use for it on the panel. Oh, that's annoying. Key is Helm. Still has a monkey for it. No idea where that's going off to. There's a key to... out of Story. That is where I got those lines, right? Yeah, Punch is either the single needed potion in Aztec, or it's one of two in Caves. It is out. It is the song of the levels. Warning music. This is key 6. This confirms the hillside path, which I think is pretty solid of a confirmation anyway. Because then it means Funky is just to whoever knows at that point. Okay, that is. Alright, got it. Funky is not the thing that's patented. So it's Mini and Blasting Grape to 2, 3, and 3 Kongs. Which we know it's the 3 Kongs for obvious reasons. Key 3 could be anthill, actually. Like, very reasonably. Because that would make the forest shops, it makes sense, on the path to 3 and 3 only. It's not on the path out of the vines that aren't going to be going anywhere. I can believe it. That sounds correct. I can't grab it because, you know, still no Lanky because he's off at Galleon on God knows what. There are so many medals. Leave me alone. Shit. So can't get like into the donut punch. All right, here's one other key. This is key 1. Okay, so that's why those haven't been pathed yet. Jetpack is dead. Jetpack was hinted dead. To be a foolish game. Alright, so that just leaves one key laying around in here somewhere. And fuck knows where it is. Tempted to stick around and see if I can just, like, find it. If it's just, like, a rogue 7 or something off of, like, someone's medal. Trying this one potion. Can I get some answers? No. And I don't even think it was the other bait hint. Suss out caves. I think my odds in caves are better than my odds in Aztec. One key, a room balloon, or a red potion. It's probably the red potion, but like when I walk behind for moves or checks and jams, aside from like a room to metal, it is mostly feather and peanuts. Which, hey, I would like to find feather anyway. Alright, or we could just buy 3 fucking keys on Funky. There's the 7. Alright, if I find a shaped still slide to 1 and 7, we know what it's for at least. Among other things. Hopefully among other things, otherwise we can just kill Funky completely. Actually, that's the thing, I want to find that hint so I can see if it's also path to 3. Because if it is path to 3, it means this whole thing is leading to the forest Funky. And not referring to Anthill for where 3 is, which I think it's a more likely option. T. Hello? Triangle. I have no strong feelings about that one. It means Hunky is what's in Isles, at least. Doesn't mean a damn thing, but it's there. Might as well look at this. it does put punch in Aztec, which means could go there. You know what? 4 is metal. Just grab it. Alright, now investigate the other side of the level. Can we find the word slamming? I mean, it would have to be for Castle, wouldn't it? Castle is very slam heavy. Yeah, that's actually not a bad call that I might need to be doing a bunch of shit in Aztec for one of the slams. Or, you know, the other one could just be here in caves, and then we don't have to worry about it in a smidge. Don't know why I'm carrying this rock, even though I've confirmed Hunky to be dead as shit. Don't want to do any of those. I just don't want to do the rest of it. Ah, homing, thank you. Finally, a good move in caves. Should be possible junk, factory tiny. Oh my god, skip like 3 hits. That was... Pineapple? That would, yeah, that makes sense. Pineapple to mill, out of mill is only 3 columns, yeah. Actually, just, like, double check that I didn't, like, gloss over a hint. No, those are the hints. Alright, Aztec. That's where we have to go next with this punch. And we just have to hope it's a laying around somewhere. Punch actually could be technically blocked by Pineapple. If Punch is literally only used for rescuing Lanky. We'll do these 2 because we're here. We just need GP density because eventually I'm gonna have to walk up to Helm for the B-Locker. It's gonna tell me very sternly, no, please come back with 50. Or if I'm lucky, it'll say come back with 48. Hey, welcome to an extremely great What do you got? Good. it wasn't a potion, that's the next best thing you could have given me. Green barrel? Yeah, the whole room is green. It's kinda crazy, actually. Unfortunately not. The technology is simply not there. At least not to do it well. I don't know how to do it fucking poorly. Aztec Tiny. I'll take that pearl. Ooh! Okay, so... Oh, let me just take off my hints. 7, 6, and 1. Coconut got on the path. I mean, because it looks funky, obviously. Right? It's because things look funky. Yeah, everything but 4 and 5. 4 and 5 are two that do not have a hint. I keep walking back into aisles and not having $8 with Tiny. So I keep not having the ability to grab whatever keys at the back of aisles. Yeah, one of them is on the aisles shop. We don't know which one it is yet, because again, I keep coming to aisles broke. I like this habit I have where every other scene I forget which Kong is the lizard and just do everything entirely just like completely poorly. I just get the order completely wrong. Like I thought DK would, or I thought Chunky was the lizard because I was thinking of it last scene. And then between, or not last scene, the scene before that. Completely useless. Probably is, actually. Right? The thing is that it could be... Punch could technically just be defreeing Kongs. It's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. Nailer for DK? Yeah, maybe. Like, I know the little belts always do it. But unfortunately, the rest of his body is not belt material. So it tends to be what I look at more. That's 5 goes for that. There is no way that random lizard gets into S5. Alright, I don't keep the S5 discussion open too much because, you know, that's not my domain. I have better things to do with my time than read that shit. As far as I'm aware, Lizard Man random has not been taken well. People have not been, people do not like the lizard. Ooh. Ooh, what locks my back of Aztec? Ooh. Ooh, I did not think of that. Well, if I can find Punch early, I think I know why the rest of Aztec is dead as hell. I think I know why the rest of Aztec is dead as hell. Now the hitbox is having to stop from recharge and punch. Oh yeah. The charge and punch thing is, and even stand, all very annoying to do. And I am inclined to agree that on occasion, that, like, I will try to get into a mini monkey barrel with Blizzard and just, like, whiff it for some unknown reason. Anyway, I hope this has been lagging the whole time, because otherwise, oh shit, I don't know where he is. Oh, Drunky Chunky? Did you find your ship? Yeah, the issue is that I'm missing a peanuts for that. Here's the thing, we don't have paths that act as up. I know I need it for I did it again. Huh. Scanning game, that is where we're heading next. It could be pineapple on the path to freeing Kongs both ways, and I just assumed that Lanky was on the Hinton-Wa ferry for way too long. Text is different. What Kong replaces? No. Stop. Get some help. Alright, I need to figure out where the rest of these keys are at some point. The Coconut Gigapath does not help at all. Yeah, there are tiny coins down there. I'll grab that one. I'm grabbing Lanky Kong off of this cannon game, correct? Alright, so I do need peanuts. Confirmatively, dermatively. I do now hard require peanuts. Because the final chunky check is his 5-door ship. Or the boss. She could be the boss. You know, I mean, we're going to it now, but it's not a chunky check. So it's not the thing that got hinted, right? I'm so glad I don't have an input display, so no one can count how many times I tried to primate punch there. Alright, I'm gonna check the boss. And if he's not there, I need peanuts. Which is likely... Whoops. Big, strong, Doom, chunky. It also doesn't help that Crusha also just uses Chunky's model as a base. For, like, all of his animations. Peanuts have to be in Japes? Yeah, they do. The issue is, I don't know what Japes checks I can really do that are, like, random arenas and bosses. Alright, I require peanuts. It is in Japes. Balloon is dead. Blanked out because it wasn't the actual thing. Rainbow coin? I don't need money. Mad Jack could be anywhere. Oh, actually, we know it can't be Mad Jack because the spoiler hint tells me my boss order, even though I don't have bosses actually in the requirement, and Mad Jack is one of the bosses. Mad Jack has been sent to the Shadow Dimension and will not be performing for you in this seed, unfortunately. Blast? I didn't. Japes Blast, I think might be top 5 checks I don't remember exist.
What's the matter, trainer?
I'm going to do one of my top 5 checks I don't remember exist, and we just found out that I hard require peanuts for the other side of Galleon. I was thinking my Waff Punch Fairy Chest. Oh, no, it couldn't have been. Okay. I've been stupid this whole time. So, I have been acting under the presumption that Lanky was on the Waff Punch Fairy that was hinted. And I've been trying to find Punch for it. It was just sitting in the front of Aztec. Because I had a hint that said Lanky can be found by Chunky in Galleon. Do you see the error in my logic? Because I didn't until just now. Anyway, because we also know that we need to do his fucking Chunky's 5-door ship, it does now also mean that Triangle has become a Waff out of caves, which means there's just now one potion that's kind of chilling there, being weird, and it could be anything. The blue could be Trombone. The purple could be Monkey Port. That could also be set of the Forest Waffs. You know what? I don't actually know where 2 is. Last would be... I don't hate the idea of checking the seal. Alright, 2... Okay, 3 I think is on Anthill. That's where I think. 2, I'm... genuinely could still be anywhere. 4 and 5 are unhinted, and could... be anywhere. One of them is the Isle's shop I haven't found. The other is probably vibing in Factory. And then there's just a key in Galleon I had to go find. You know, what I reckon is about to happen is I'm gonna get access to this side of the map. And this is where the other key is. His hitboxes? Yeah, this has been discussed. That his hitboxes do suck, and this includes these barrels. I normally think of I try to get into a mini monkey barrel and then whip it. Specifically a mini monkey barrel. But this is, you know. These are also prime targets for bad hit detection. Alright, Galleon just has a key somewhere. Right, I still don't have Lanky. Oh. I don't have a
Welcome to bonus
Lanky
day.
hint. I just know he's in Galleon because that's where it can be. I'm starting to see why I thought that Lanky was on the Wall Fairy, at least. Because that was a legitimate guess the first time. It's just that the second time, I somehow managed to convince myself that I had gotten a Lanky could be found by Chunky hint. Am I okay? Shed is Wath. Alright, well, we'll go back to that at some point. Yeah, that's the surroundings hint. We've got that squared away. And it's either yellow potion of unknown requirement, Caves Chunky. Caves Funky shared. That was a key. Thank you. I noticed that one. Could be trombone. I don't know what the yellow potion would want of me is. I don't know, maybe best case. Okay, this is the best case in big quotes. Best case, quote unquote, it's like, it's bongos, but it lets me do DK's 5 ship, which then just contains Lanky or something, or the missing key that we don't have the whereabouts of. Maybe. But really, aside from that, I haven't the fuzziest. Well, this is a non-required potion. I'm gonna go buy it just for the hell of it. Alright, Strong Krong is dead. Dope. Which means they are grabber bongos that are sitting in... No, they're both required! Because I still don't have the other want the yellow potion in Forest either. Locked by coconut? It could be coconut being the locking thing means like it doesn't even necessarily mean it's locked by coconut because of the free Kong's hint, because Diddy was already solved by the freeing Kongs out of coconut because he was on tree. Right? He could be anywhere. Even here. Anyway, I'm gonna leave Galleon now. That's the key too. Oh! I was expecting this to be 4 or 5. Interesting. Can this please cost $2? No. Had to be 1 to 3 to 6 to 8. Right, because this is specifically the Funky, and Funky was locked by Coconut in the Hillside with all of its other shenanigans. Alright, I think I'm gonna go grab that key before I forget about it again. And I can stop trying to keep my head above $8 on Diny's side. Shut up. This is 4. Okay. So that would be 5 to be in Factory, 3 to be in Forest, and then Hellmaid's Hellmaid. If I had Yellow Potion, would that help me in Forest? Potentially! It could potentially help me in Forest, like if it's something on like levers. And then we can buy the other thing that's on the shop. Perfect. And then we can kill Castle. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I sure do hope I have enough lanky dollars for this. I also think I should probably worry about GBs. Like, I have 8 in blueprint reserves, but that's not much. Castle DK End. Gazump is only to 8. There's nothing else going on with it. And by extension, Punch. Opposite order, but you know what I mean. Punch is only to 8. Because that's the one thing in Totem Oasis. Which means this grab is on the path to 8? Monkey Port could be on levers? That's my current theory. Helm Stars? I don't believe so. I don't think this is a Helm, I don't think that barrier is down. In this iteration of GVM. This is a Waff Blue. If this is Trombone, we know why. Okay, yeah, we know why for that one. Grab could also... No, that has to be to Port. Okay, yeah, I think Port is on levers. Or, God, it could be Keg Crushing, honestly. Barrels doesn't have a path on it, I don't think. Alright, let's go Outry area. Because I think the saxophone for this being key 3 is correct. Unless it is on, like... What would it have to be? Okay, so... The Carlos potions are dead. All of our Carlos potions are turbo dead. Unless it's a bean. Right? Which makes me need Featherbow, which would make sense why I would need another purple potion that'd be potentially in caves. Alright, this could also maybe be a port thing. I don't think so. Because I think levers is the answer. Anything else back here could still be useful. I just think it's just not something specifically. Should also be on the lookout for some of these metals. 40 is very doable with, like, pretty much every cog at this point. He says as he collects 2 GBs and leaves. That's key 3. Next time, lanky hint. Rocket to key 8, yeah. Okay, so that's the saxophone thing killed. The confirms 5 is the thing in forest. And that makes Grape Waff. Okay. Alright. Take that side over. What? Those rooms are definitely not it. I'm gonna put off Forest Blast because I don't want it to be Forest Blast. The music shifts. Levers doesn't have it. And Punch is only to 8, so it can't be Kegs crushing. Ooh, this just got a bit more interesting. This just got a lot more interesting. Arcade? That's okay, so here's the thing. So it is Punch only to path to 8, strictly. So it is pointing me towards my monkey board in some way, shape, or form. I don't know where. We just know it is. It can't be arcade because the last thing in factory is key 5, which currently does not have a hint. So it's not up prod. It is either someone's medal, potentially a bad hit detection wheel, or random other thing that requires a slam. Which would mean I might be going to Aztec to try to find one of my 2 slams. I forgot this is only open at night. This up is also only 8, so... No, it can't be, what's it called? It cannot be the check that Diddy does at night in the mills. I'm blanking on the name. Here in the country, we call it... I'm blanking on the name. Rafters, that one. Alright. So... Are all of my remaining checks just on medals in Forest? Last course, that's where Grape was. No, okay, there's a couple more. And specifically Total Oasis to 8? Yes. Also Rocket to 8, by extension. But there's also a Total Oasis to 8, which is where Punch is. So Punch and Grab and Gazump and Rocket are all strictly to 8. I did not mean to exit all the way out. Alright, there's one little wrinkle, and it's the main character. Why can't it be Kegs? Because in order to do Kegs, you need to go to the back of Mill with Punch. Oh wait, no, it could be, couldn't it? I think I'm getting something confused in my head. No, Kegs. I'm right about Kegs. I just stopped. I'm like, oh no, because it's only to set 8 because it's dead. As if I'm not looking for the one thing hinted to 8. If I was in literally any other level, okay, yeah, that's my problem. I was thinking about it in the sense of the other levels of things I need for 8. In the other levels, they are super dead because I'm done with 8 and all that fun jazz. This is the level where I need to actually give a shit about my path to 8 because it has a purple potion. I'm looking for port. I should have done this. Silly. And once I find port, then we kill those moves and I don't have to do Spider Boss. Which is finally going to give me a use for barrel throwing. Waft from an eternity ago, I haven't done anything with. while I convinced myself it was too chunky underground, but that just gave me a boom balloon, which is a nothing. Alright, port. Stand? Alright, top of the mushroom. Cool, that opens up more checks that are available. Which is good because I was running out of available checks in this fucking level. For me, at least, the part that hurts about Stand the most is that you can just skip it. It is psychic damage when you receive it, like, deep in a scene. You're like, ah, shit, I could have been... Or deep in, like, a chain of moves. Because then you're thinking, like, fuck, I could have just, like, not done this. And it has to be this, because I don't have any other good stand checks. I did look at this, right? Yes, like 30 seconds ago. Because my remaining levels, there aren't good stands. Has to be port.
Welcome to
And
bonus
then I
stage.
just have to figure out where Bongos is, and much more importantly, why Bongos is. He seems pretty happy about being caught, actually. I don't know why it's telling me I got a
Welcome to
game over.
bonus stage.
He's pretty glad about all this. Alright, so this port, right? Then why Bongo? I mean, caves, yes, but like, what do I... You know what? Maybe that's what this is. I go to caves, I go get Featherbow, and then I come back for the 19th time to finally get my port. Oh my god, it actually could unironically be DK's cabin. Because if it's DK's cabin, that makes homing Woth. And if that gives me Featherbow, that is exactly all of the numbers I'm looking for. Because that, I completely mislabeled triangle for a while. That shit's not useful. Strong Kong also does not fit. Strong Kong we have, and it is dead. Oh, triangle is for mills. You're right. So it isn't the shooting cabin. It's rotating on the arena. Or I don't know, maybe it's just fucking somehow. I don't think it can be. I think I have access to enough DK CDs. Okay, this is Feather, which sends me back to the forest where lets me go buy key 3. Thank you. Alright. We know where we are. And we are going back to forest for the 15th and final time. And then I just have to pull... Okay, so... I think there's a chance I go Aztec next. 2 reasons. 1, I probably don't have enough GBs for help. I think that's like a pretty safe guess. And I'm gonna need to do some checks for GPs. Second, I'm thinking about my remaining checks in Forest that they're on, or in Factory, that are path to 5, but haven't been hinted because it could be literally anything. Is it because it's on someone's late metal? Or is it because it's on counting game or some shit? And I need one of 2 slams. Because if it's the latter, then I think it's a good idea to go back to Aztec because there's 2 things in there. So here's the thing. It can't be both slams in the back of Aztec. It can be both slams in Aztec, end of statement, but not back of. Because that's locked by Guitar, which is locked by Rocket, which is locked by Punch, which is this, that, and the other thing. Path to only 8. And if Rocket locked both slams in the back of Aztec, it'd be there. There's 1 slam in Aztec, and then 1 either Galleon or Caves. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it is a complete toss-up on which. How expensive is this? Because I expected the 40s. 36? 0 slams? I mean, it's possible. I'm glad I broke that open as if I had the option to do anything with that. Alright. 36 is my helm. And there is a slam somewhere in Aztec. Possibly, not even guaranteedly. Do either you want to be my slam hint? James Chunky. Castle Day. James Chunky Castle Day. R&D is 1 potion. Yep. James Chunky, it's James Glasses Waff. Yeah, that would have been a useful hint if I had picked it up the first time. Anyway, I have enough GPs now. One of them has to be back here. Actually... I'm conflicted because I think the correct answer is checking Galleon. I disagree, because PTT can be found in, as I was trying to think of, the very accessible checks in the back of Galleon. So it can be either oring with vines to get here. I think. Because Gazump was not necessarily blocked by other things, I think. Or no, Vines would be Vines' path, and then Gazump is also path. But they're not from the same root item. So it is technically either oring. That's all things is sarcastic. Oh, man. Same with this. Technically, Vines and Gazump are both path to strictly 8, but they're not locked by one another. So either could be used as the means to get to that Gazump platform. And again, it could be either with this or probably, again, what I think is the better density, I should be checking, like, Treasure Room. I think Treasure Room is the best. I think Treasure Room is correct. Alright, it's got less Carlos potions in it, but I don't need more Carlos potions. I need one Carlos potion. And they can't both be back here, because then it would pop up on the Gazump stuff. Castle Tiny. That's the funky hint. Yeah, Coconut did get me many. But I don't immediately see the connection there. So no, it's either or. Oh yeah, that's there's very few places where you can right now be going with the negative hints. Negative hint logic is going out the window. Positive is also mostly out of the window. All we know is that the chosen few can't lock both of them. But it can lock one of them. Which is all I need to find. And this is all to say that this is just not like, I need the slam. It could just be some other random shit in Factory. Right? It could just be a someone Sphere Zero Metal in Factory. I'm hedging on a hedge. On a hedge. We are several hedges deep onto where Key 5 is. Because we do not have a hint for it anywhere. So it's either either oring, or it's a sphere 0 metal. Yeah, well, I did actually have Over the Hedge on the Nintendo GameCube. I know that shit. Yeah, I just need more room for more hedges. It's just those three. Okay, I know why one of them is. Okay. Down the pole! Lizard Man! Alright, this is like the big hedge where I think it's the most likely it can be. Because it's like the only fucking sphere 0 slam check in the whole goddamn shit. I pretty much hedge between metals and disc check. Every other slam check also requires another move, which I then can positively kill because nothing has been hit into 5. Nobody saw that. It was a hedge, and I was right, so it was a good hedge. I am a brilliant tactician. Time to dump the blueprints. Listen, it doesn't matter how outlandish your hedge is. If you were right, it was a good hedge. I am very curious to know where the other slam is. Here's the thing. I was saying this, I think the correct answer, rather than checking all of Back of Aztec, which is an entire level for a slam, and I just lucked out it was on Vulture Race, I only have Shipyard Area and Treasure Room of Galleon to do. Right? I think that's the correct answer of where to look for it. If the slam is in caves on someone's random igloo, I was never doing that first. But I think if you go Galleon and that's where the other slam is, you save a bit of time. Because I think that's a better place to hedge than Aztec. Yeah, Mechfish could have been it. It could have been any of the 5-door ships. Treasure Room is the big one. Where it's like, yeah, Mermaid is also an option. Right, there's quite a lot of checks in Galleon for it to be, but there's also a lot of checks that couldn't be because we've already done those checks. Aztec, I had done literally 3 checks prior to going in there. It was objectively a bad hedge, but I was correct in doing it, therefore it was a good hedge. Have we seen a pearl? I don't know, have we?
Welcome to bonus stage.
It is on there. This isn't like Spikes or Revan's Tracker, where there are just collectibles missing to make room for shopkeepers. This bad boy fits so many fucking images in it. I'm also shocked that helm was only 38. I fell for it again. I fell for it again. I fell for it again.
Welcome to bonus stage.
The exact same thing happened the previous GVM, where every other preset I have played is one room helm or no room helm. So I just keep forgetting that 2 room helm, or not 2 room helm, barrel helms. And I just keep assuming that after the first minigame that I'm doing, trying to do a cutscene skip. I'm gonna fail it anyway. I also want to know where the key 5 hint is. I want to know where the key 5 and my slam hints are. And I was about to say, I hope it's not on one of those bosses, because I was never getting that hint.
Welcome to bonus stage.
If they're, like, both on bosses somehow, it's like, yeah, this is... there's only hedge. I feel like I forgot to go down the corner. Testing on the path to key 5? Yes. Which would have told me whether or not I was looking for a slam. Or if I was looking on factory metals. That's what that information tells me. It tells me if I'm hedging for a slam, or I'm grabbing CBs that have been spear zero the whole time. Because on 40, either is an option. Oh, you again. Oh, I didn't think I was gonna make that. This level's easy. How do people complain about this shit? Just make the jump. It's not hard. Literally just get the jump. But not the cutscene skip. Don't get that. Because then that makes me look bad, and I'm trying to make you look bad. Actually. Shouldn't have been Mechfisher 5-door ship. Yes, actually. Yeah, because it means that both sets of slams would be locked by Gazump. That is correct, I think. If you go Galleon first, you know, you can't make that hedge because you don't know about the back of Aztec stuff. Maybe you could, actually. Maybe you could say there's enough colorless potions in the back of Aztec that you can reliably hedge one of them is back there, and then therefore it can't be on the Gazump checks in Galleon. I think you could actually reasonably make that decision in your routing if you went Galleon first. Okay, where's the slam? Let's go down to the hints. Where's my key 5 hint? Yeah, it's something in testing is on the path to key 5, so it's Aztec Chunky. And that hint is top of production. That one's not getting got. I'll tell you that much. Alright, what? Oh, where's the other slam? Because I just read the hint, and it says looking for a slam, try looking in Aztec. They're both there. The other one is on the Vulture Room arena. The one of, like one of the few front of Aztec checks I hadn't actually done. Yeah, it had to be there, pretty much. Either on Vulture or the Arena. Because it had to be the front of Aztec then. That's... Alright, Aztec was... It was a good hedge! It was a good hedge the whole time! I love hedge. The bean? Diddy Gold Tower. The bean is the colorless potion I would have been chasing in Galleon. I would have went to Galleon to Diddy. Went to Galleon. Probably did all the 5 doors in sub. Go up to Gold Tower. See the bean. And then turn the fuck around. Yeah, slams are really funny in the settings if you only need one of them. It's orders of magnitude more funny in like a fucked up way if it is a needed slam in the middle of the seed. I lucked out that this was an endgame seed. Or an endgame slam, and not a mid-game slam, because mid-game slams when you're going off walk points is so much harder to unwrap. But usually you can also tell potentially where you are in those slam instances for either ores, because you can see the level count or the walk counts for 5 and 6. Okay. Get the bean turn around. Actually, no. What would happen is I would see the bean and be like, oh my god, I'm at the wrong level. I would leave, someone would redeem, find the bean, then I go back to Gold Tower and pick it up, then we take our ass back to Aztec. That's how it would have actually gone. I would have tried to have left to go hedge at Aztec, and then forced to go back up there. Anyway, I really like GVM. I really like these settings. I understand why the competitors want a bit more hint rationality. But I genuinely think the spoiler hints are enough. That the hints don't need to be in predictable locations. Which is what the point of a spoiler hint is to compensate for a massive fuckery going on in the settings. It does sometimes. The first one I did... Actually, no, you're referring to the end times. Yeah, it's usually around, like, the 2-hour, 2.5-hour range, which I think is a good length for a seed, but again, I'm a filthy casual. Alright, which informs my opinions on what I look for in seeds. I don't need things to be consistently under 2 hours. I play Udam most weeks. That shit, I'm lucky if it goes under 5. So the thing about the 50 CBs in the other GVM cook that I don't like is that it then puts regular medal rewards on 25. And I think that is iffy. I don't like that. Because I don't think... I don't know. It's too sphere zero-y of the medals, and then they... I mean, on the one hand, they're less likely to be hinted, but on the other hand, you are literally looking at the spoiler log. So, like... You can't get too got by a sphere zero medal, because you can just hedge on the colors. No difference between a medal and a crate. Yeah, that's one way to put it. Sorry, I'm just looking at my OBS monitor. I saw someone do a little yawn and a little stretch. Over yonder, down there. You get hint progress from clearing them out, yeah. So you can get your big boy knowledge, which is what you probably want anyway. I guess on the one hand it reeks if, like, you have like a late level. Actually, no, you don't have a late levels that are locked by much because it's open lobbies. Yeah, okay, yeah, in my head I was confusing the Spike scene I watched last night where he just had 2 levels of pits that were just not accessible. And he was getting screwed by that, and I'm like, I was conflating with the GVM I watched, which is not the same thing. Which I guess could still happen, but like, it's not as big of a deal at GVM because again, just look at the colors. Try custom CVs where Sphere Zero has variety. That's a weird way of... I mean, I see the vision, but it's a weird way of making the Sphere Zero medals non-trivial. These are a lot of interesting ones. One of the other things we were discussing is... I think it was in Spike's stream, is that you replace half medals as a concept with partial medals, and then you can set the threshold that you need. So you don't have, like, you don't have to have a little low sphere ass medal to have a decent sphere top medal. You could have, like, it'd be at, like, 40 for real medals, and then, like, 55, or 55 for real medals, and then 40 for your partial model. I guess the issue with that then becomes like, I don't know, half metal is a much more distinct name than partial metal. So I don't know, maybe little Jimmy will get fucked by it. Curveball takes adaptation. Compared to usual, yeah, considering it's half of what it is normally and lower than most other presets, but I would also argue it's not much of a curveball if it's the standard settings. That just becomes the norm, right? Still shows on the top right. If little Jimmy turned on that UI, yes. Because I think that UI is dependent on QOL settings, but I don't know. It's Jimmy's fault for putting on the partial medals when he doesn't know what he's talking about. I'll default it on anyway. I don't think it does. I don't think D-pad display at all is up there by default. Minimal, full, or otherwise. Both the hint of the item the same number. For hilarious result, between Galleon Tiny Metal and then getting both Gorilla God and the Tiny Galleon Metal Way of the Horde, actually, that is true. As a weird fucked up way to get dose-doored by full metal. I like that. I like it when the seed has jokes like that, because they took out the literal jokes that the seeds could have. Like my crayons. My beloved crayons. No one likes the crayons in competitive. They need all 35 busted ass hints. I got all of everything I want to get out of my system. Now, the only thing I want to do is put things in my system because I'm unusually hungry for this hour. Usually it's a couple more hours before I, like, physically start feeling the roar of I need to go make and eat dinner. Right? It's usually deeper in, like, the archipelagos where I have that feeling, and which is why food is a banned topic, because then I just get hangry. And because we're all just gonna get hangry. Right now in particular, I'm like, I need food. I need food now. There's no chance of me doing another seed because I need food now. So, thank y'all for watching. Next stream, Saturday. God. I guess we're probably gonna be starting with Ringtail's Seed Redeem. Because we just haven't been scheduling issues for that one. Because I was too physically and or mentally and or metaphysically unwell for Monday's stream, so that didn't happen then. So that's gonna happen on Saturday. And then we're gonna have a little block of time to film. And then we have the AP, which is gonna be a good show this week. You better be appearing. Get your tickets now. It's gonna be a barnstormer. I don't know what I'm playing in it. It's gonna be a barnstormer. Barnstormer? Am I getting two phrases? Barn burner, I know is correct. Is there something that's some phrase that's like X-stormer? That I'm... Barnstorming is a thing. A barnstormer. Yeah, that sounds like something I would stutter out of my mouth because I don't know what I'm talking about until it comes out of my mouth. Hi. Professional baseball teams playing local teams in the off season. Yeah, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm saying it's a barn burner. It's a hell of a romp. Your nose with my nose, dingus. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Saturday, Monday. Hopefully, I don't have a repeat of last week, and I can actually stream on Monday. One of these days, I'm gonna throw in the Metroid Prime 2 rando. I just genuinely, if I could get. If OBS wasn't having the issue with window capture and forcing me to reboot, I would have done echoes, but I had to reboot anyway, so I might as well do the thing that people actually want. I don't have an excuse for it. Doing echoes at some point this month. God fucking help me if I don't. I want to play echoes. And then next Wednesday, we're starting... Oh, what was it? It was Vietnamese Crystal. It was Pokemon Vietnamese Crystal. So I can get both the brain damage of reading poorly translated text and also the pain of playing Pokemon Crystal. We love Johto slander in this stream. Anyway, we're gonna go raid Spike. He's doing a co-op with Kuiper. We'll have a whale of a good time. I'm gonna do it. I'm doing something, but it's probably a Kevin co-op. I mean, it is Kuiper. It's like the thing he plays. I'd be more shocked if it wasn't.